Sweet fresh corn, $1.50 a pound. I had a bag of corn in my arms as I walked back home. Chicken noodle soup, my kid's favorite. My name is Kathy, 46 years old. My husband is Henry. My son, Tim, is a senior in high school. And my daughter, Meg, is a sophomore in high school. I'm an ordinary housewife. I bought a couple of pounds of sweet corn on sale at the neighborhood grocer and arrived home in good mood. Sweet corn, carrots, celery. My broth was the best. I also added broccoli. My kids loved my soup. I deeply inhaled the aroma as I waited for my family to come back. Smell of chicken broth. My son got back first. Oh, chicken noodle soup tonight? You guessed it right. I've been having it for a long time. Did you put more chicken meat and noodles? Of course. And then my daughter returned. Yay, chicken noodle soup. Smells good. Doesn't it? Perfect for this cold weather. See, my soup was popular. It was my husband's turn to come back. He was taking long. Shall we eat first? We decided to go ahead. It was close to 11 when he finally came back. Why? I thought today was no overtime day. I asked him. His office mandated leaving on time every Wednesdays. Yeah, but I had something to do. He curtly replied. Maybe he had a bad day at work. Chicken noodle soup was the best comfort food to blow the bad mood away. I see. Well, have some dinner and relax. It's chicken noodle soup today. On the contrary to my cheerful mood, he sighed and, I've already had dinner outside. Huh? Really? I was disappointed. I got 2 pounds of fat and round sweet corn on sale today. I thought they would be tasty in the soup. Fat and round? It's less like you. What? I froze to the remark I had never heard before. He sighed as he took his tie off and disappeared into the bathroom. I was left alone with a pot of soup in the dining room. Since the incident, his attitude towards me got colder and colder. He didn't come home until past 9 every night and went out to somewhere else on weekends. When I asked him where he was going, he only said nowhere particular. If I pressed him, what do you mean? He replied, no point telling you. Lame. One Sunday evening, when I was feeling gloomy, my daughter came back from her part-time job. As soon as she opened the front door, "Listen, Mom!" she yelled in rage. I didn't even have a chance to react as she continued. I saw Dad hanging out with Anna at Starbucks today, she said, trembling. Anna? I froze. She was my friend from college. She sometimes came over, so my daughter knew her. She was a little bit flamboyant lady who didn't look my age. No way. I guess she's cheating because they were holding hands. I don't care if they got caught. That Starbucks is just across the road from my work. It's like they want me to find out. Oh my God. I crawled down to the floor. My son heard the commotion and came downstairs. I suspected he was cheating too. He's been staring at his phone smiling. Mom, you're too oblivious. Oh my God. Oh my God. The 3 of us decided to get to the bottom of it and waited for him to come home. And then he came back at night. As soon as he walked into the living room, I threw a question at him. What were you doing with Anna? He didn't even bother to make an excuse and said, we had a date. According to him, he first bumped into her at a bookstore on the way back home. They decided to grab a drink together. As they hung out, he fell in love. I'm lonely. I'm tired of being single and working. She flirted, and they spent the night together. Soon, they got deeply involved. I was stunned because... Why? We've been good together for 20 years. Because of those 20 years, he replied. You aged and became fat in those years. I can't see you as a woman. I've been thinking since I got involved with Anna that I want to be in love all the time. I want to stay young. Huh? My mind went blank. Certainly, Anna was a beautiful single woman. I, on the other hand, but we've been supporting each other as a family. I squeezed my voice out. In the meantime, we became too used to each other. I'm not in love with you anymore. As I weakly sat there, my husband slipped through. I understood that he didn't love me anymore. He wanted to divorce me since this was no more passion. But I couldn't just say okay to him. We had a son and a daughter in high school. It hurts to imagine them losing a father. I considered all the things that could have dissuaded him from divorcing me. The best and anyone might have thought to do was to have his parents speak to him. So I went to their house. However, when I told them about the situation, their replies weren't as considerate as I had hoped for. First of all, my father-in-law said, They say it's a man's ability to cheat on their wife. It's a good thing that he still got it at his age. My mother-in-law also, It's your fault that he cheats. Starting saying nonsense. Maybe you don't cook good meals. Maybe you leave the house in mess. Maybe you don't do laundry. Or maybe you don't clean toilet. I couldn't listen to her. I do all that. I cut her off with a shout. I'm not sure, she sniggered. And to prove it, do you maintain the figure that my son isn't ashamed to walk around with in public? My father-in-law too. Your stomach is hanging out of your pants, and laughed. When I got home in low spirit, Henry was already there. Hey, you went to see my parents today, didn't you? I got a text saying that they told you it was your fault that I'm cheating. What? They wasted no time. But our family... Before I could complete my sentence, I didn't want my parents to know, he coolly said. And then, I guess we'll have to get a divorce now that they know. He just couldn't wait to leave his family. It didn't matter how it happened, he just wanted to start his new life with Anna. I could only say, I'll mediate and sign. I hired a lawyer in the end. I, for sure, wanted to get a child support as I got the full custody. I figured I should get a lawyer, even thought it costed me a lot. I assumed that I could get alimony as an adultery was involved. My son said, Bottom line, he left us, right? Don't let it distress you. My daughter too. You still got us, said cheerfully. Both of them assured me by saying, Forget about the self-centered jerk who's chasing after his forgotten youth over his family. Especially my daughter, who was at a sensitive age, was outraged by their blatant action of showing off on date. I begged my neighborhood grocer where I bought the sweet corn for a job and started working part-time. For the time being, I had to send my kids to college. Well, a few months passed. Our life has been good. The owner of the grocery I worked at often offered me to take leftover vegetables. It helped us financially, and I was thankful for the job. Both of my kids were almost adults, so there was no particular change in our lifestyle. I was very relieved by the outcome. I kept myself busy with the kids' school-related matters and my own work. In the midst of all this, I got a call from Henry. "Hey, I'll come over, so can we have a talk?" I thought there was nothing to talk about my side, but my kids behind me said, "It's alright, isn't it? We got something to say as well." Hence, we accepted his request. Henry came over on weekend. I brought some buffalo wings for Tim and cinnamon for Meg. He produced the treats to the kids. "Thank you," I tonelessly offered. As the same way as he said, "Ugh, I didn't want my parents to know that day," I asked, "And what do you want?" He immediately replied, "It was my fault. Please let me come back." He pleaded. What? After all that? He left by choice and now wants to come back by choice. What is this? The kids and I stared at him with piercing eyes. He explained that he and Anna had a totally different financial value after they started living together. She was a beautiful woman to have next to. While having champagne looking at the illuminated cityscape, Henry told Anna, "It's nice to be in love," and he divorced me for her. Anna told him that he was tired of working, so he told her, "You can quit working. I'll take care of you from now on. I used to support 2 kids and a wife. It's easy for me to support you alone." And she quit her job. But then, you know what? It was very obvious for us women that Anna was ostentatious. No surprise that she wore designer clothes and cosmetics. Besides, her nice body was a result of working out at the gym. She even had a personal trainer on weekends. Anna worked in the night entertainment, which paid her a lot of money. That was how she was able to manage such luxuries. Without her working, there was no way his salary alone could have covered her spending. Anna became frustrated because she couldn't afford the luxuries she was used to, and exploited him to make more money. On the contrary, he was a homebody and had no money. "Don't go to the gym, and let's spend more time together at home." And they got into a big fight over the difference of values. To top it all off, he had never tasted a home-cooked meal of hers. Of course she wouldn't eat an ordinary chicken soup. At least, take out from a 1-star Michelin restaurant? Or keto diet over body shape maintenance? Without knowing his new partner's values, he easily threw away his family for so-called love. He was an idiot. And when it didn't work out, he wanted us to take him back. We have been together ever since your salary was minimum wage, hadn't we? Do you have any idea how frugal I had to feed 2 kids? Don't take my effort for granted. I scorned him with all my might. Our kids nodded their heads in agreement as they took a sip of the soda. Tim began talking with a serious look on his face. Even though I didn't get to go to Disney World, it was fun enough to take a picnic with Mom's fried chickens. "Dad, you're like Barracuda. You're attracted to a shiny thing, but then you wish to go back to the ocean once you're caught in the net. You left your little happy family for someone else, and now you want to come back because it didn't work out? You think the little happy family would accept such a misguided person? Enough with you condescending our little happiness." His speech was quite harsh. Yeah, I agree with you. I regret that I went for a new and shiny life. I'm really sorry. Family is the most important thing, right? Henry barely managed to say this as he shifted sides. Family is the most important thing? Too late. What does a man who threw his family away so easily mean by that? My kids and I looked at him with an icy stare. He didn't even notice then, starting talking even more nonsense. You know, if I wanted you to understand, I thought it would be better to have your parents talk to you, so I went to them. He sounded proud of what he did. At that moment, both Tim and Meg spit out a soda, and Tim was choking on it. You went to tell my parents your shameful story? I was astounded that I couldn't continue what I wanted to say. You used to do the same before we got married, so... Wait, this and that were totally not the same. I tried to argue, but then I decided to hear him out. Your dad said, it's a man's fault if he's irresponsible. I have nothing to say to the man who left my precious daughter and 2 grandchildren behind. He didn't want to talk. Maybe a difference in our value. Wait a minute. Henry, who are you to determine good or bad values? You have a strange value to begin with. My phone beeped as I was thinking. It was a text from my dad. Your ex-husband came over here today. He creeps me out. Please don't let him come here again. I burst out laughing and showed it to him. Oh no, I love Grandpa. Tim tonelessly said that once. Meg too. I didn't want Grandpa to know about it, said tonelessly. I don't understand how such a pathetic man can be a father. I can't comprehend his thoughts or his behavior. Mom, you have no choice but cut all ties with him. Tim bellowed as if he was venting all his resentment. I didn't want my parents to know. No choice but to divorce. What Henry said to me came back to him like a boomerang. After all, you made the decision to leave us. Just because you changed your mind, you think we'd naively take you back? Said I. You said you no longer have any love for Mom, but you also lost love for your family too, said Tim. The form of love changes over the years. When I was little, I simply loved my mother. Now it's thank you, Mom, for everything. What do you mean by you want to be in love like 20 years ago? Go and watch Back to the Future, said Meg. Henry couldn't say anything. Then Tim put a final nail in the coffin. You know, I actually got into Columbia with a scholarship. What? Henry's eyes were wide open. Shut up! You're not worth to congratulate me. If I'm asked about my family, I'll say I never had a father. I don't want a father who doesn't see the love of family. Meg followed. I won't even invite you to my wedding. I don't want to walk down the aisle in your arm. Go back to your shiny money spender. Wait, I don't expect you to forgive me now. He kept trying with incomprehensible arguments, but... Take your buffalo wings and cinnamon rolls and get out. The 3 of us kicked him out of the house. Afterward, he quit his job from depression. He is working part-time as a janitor at a gym and selling fake brand goods on the street. According to a classmate of mine, Anna is back to her old job because she had quit the gym. She gained too much weight to the point that she can't wear her old dresses. My friend, who works part-time as a dressmaker, had seen Anna bring in tight dresses and asking for side-up alteration. It's laughable. Sweet fresh corn! Free! Take it, you bandit! I held a bag of corn in my arms as I walked back home. Chicken noodle soup tonight. I'm offered a full-time position at a grocer. I've been teaching customers how to distinguish fresh produce, which is well received by them and is appreciated by the owner. Eventually, Henry divorced Anna. "You got no money. How can you live like that?" She cursed him that he couldn't take it anymore. He had never done any housework before, so he is incapable of living alone. The apartment he lives in is supposedly like a dump site. He was still sending me texts like, "Please clean my place, please cook for me, and I want to see my kids," and looking for a chance to get back, so I completely blocked him. I'm leaving. Today is Tim's graduation day. He looked all grown up and dressed in a suit. "Have a good day." I teared up. He opened the door and turned around. Mom, thank you for everything. Love you." As soon as the door closed, I burst into tears that I had been trying to hold back. Congratulations. Congratulations for the graduation. Congratulations for your first step into adulthood. Meg tapped on my shoulder. "Let's get ready. Let's go join him on his big day." Right. With the bright early summer light shining on me, I began to put on my dress.
"We are leaving this house."
Huh? I didn't know what he was saying.
"We are giving this place to Matt."
What? What on earth are you saying? You can't make decisions like that on your own.
Shut up. You have no right to talk back to me. We are giving this house to my brother. If you won't agree, we're getting a divorce.
With this, the slight feelings that I had left for my husband completely disappeared. Okay then, let's get a divorce. My name is Sarah, and I am 32 years old. It's been 4 years since I got married to my husband, Tom. We wanted kids, but it didn't work out, and it's been just the two of us since. One time, we did consider receiving fertility treatment, but Tom said it would be fine with just the two of us. So we decided not to. I was so happy when he said this to me. I felt it would be absolutely possible for me to spend the rest of my life happy with just the two of us. However, we've been through so much recently, and it won't exactly be able to call our life happy. Tom's parents both died recently. His father passed away due to cancer, and his mother, who was not well to begin with, got even weaker after her husband's death, and she passed away soon after that as well. We spent our days busy with their funerals and discussing the succession of their property. So it has been tough to find time to relax as husband and wife. To add, I did feel he was slightly like this to begin with, but Tom believes that the husband is the boss of the family, and he is sometimes very strict with what he says. At times, he would purposely make me look bad in front of others, in his way of being modest, because I am his wife and a member of his family. I do understand where he is coming from, but recently, it's become so bad that he treats me as if I am a terrible wife. If I ever make the slightest mistake with housework, he scolds me as if I've done something absolutely unthinkable. Before we got married, we worked together in the office and he was my boss. Because of this hierarchy, even before entering marriage, I think Tom still has the mindset that I work for him. But that's not how marriage should work. My wish is that he treats me better as his wife. However, not everything about him is bad. When we worked together, he left me in charge of projects for my own growth. But I would always be there if I needed him or made any mistakes. He would listen to any concerns that I had, and I thought he was the man I could truly rely on. He would compliment me and say, "You did well," when we got through a project. He was so charming at work that I completely fell for him. The real reason that I decided to marry him was because he was there for me when I lost my uncle, who I was very close to. We got married after dating for a year and a half. I left the office, and I'm currently working part-time while doing the housework as well. It seems Tom is busy with his work recently, and he often returns late. He often does overtime and usually comes home at around 9:30 p.m. He's a manager, so I know it can't be helped. Hope you didn't have too rough of a day today, I say when he returns home. However, there's no reply.
What's for dinner?
This is always the only thing he says. Oh, I made some curry. He ignores my reply, saying,
Beer,
and sits at the table. I hang the suits he threw on the floor and hurriedly go to get some beer. He likes it freezing cold and is angry when it's not. So I have to put it in the freezer about 30 minutes before he comes home. He's not happy if it's actually frozen either. So I needed to be careful of the timing. That's why I always get nervous when it gets nearer to the time of his return. He doesn't seem to give a care in the world about my worries. And once he finishes his dinner, he heads straight for a shower. I have to put his folded new clothes and towels in the bathroom once he's gone in, and clear the dishes that he just used. I never know what is going to make him angry. Today he shouted,
Hey, why is there no chocolate mint ice cream?
I'm sorry. They didn't sell it at the nearby supermarket. He glares at me, heads to the bedroom and goes to sleep. He was never the type that chatted a lot, and we really don't have many conversations anymore. I'm sure he must be tired from work too. But I don't think we've properly spoken for about 6 months. However, I still have feelings for my husband. As I said, he comforted me when I lost my dear uncle, which is a reason why I still trust and rely on him so much. After my parents got divorced, while I was in middle school, I lived with my mom. But when I was a sophomore in high school, she became ill and sadly passed away. After that, I lived with my uncle. He was like a father to me, and I loved him so much. He let me go to college, and once I started working, I would save up and take him to nice restaurants and buy him presents. I loved living with him, and I am still so grateful to him. My dad was not a decent man, so to me, my uncle feels more like my father. However, my days with him didn't last long. My uncle died of cancer too. I don't know whether it's genetic, but it was the same cancer as my mother's. I was devastated at having to say goodbye to him so early. losing my only family. I felt there was no one else that I could rely on. I was completely alone. There was so much that I still wanted to do with my uncle. I wanted to take him on a vacation, to thank him for everything that he had done. For a while, I didn't feel like I could even eat. It was then, when Tom one day came over to comfort me. He asked me why I was feeling so down. And when I told him, he said, "That must be really tough for you. Thank you for working so hard at such a rough time." He was always a strict boss, but I felt saved by his warm and kind words. Since then, I've trusted him with all my heart. And even though he is strict at times, this has made me want to continue our relationship as a married couple. However, this is all about to change due to a certain phone call. The phone rings, and it is from Tom's brother, Matt. "It's nice to hear from you, Matt. What's up?" "I have something I want to tell Tom. Is he there?" Matt didn't sound too cheerful, and I become slightly worried. I hand the phone to my husband. Tom is very fond of his brother, and he's always saying how proud of him he is. Matt graduated from an Ivy League university, works at a leading corporation, and has an amazing personality. He truly is a wonderful guy, and I can understand why Tom would be proud. Tom seems so happy to receive the call from his brother. "Matt, thanks for the call. What's up?" Until a moment ago, Tom was watching TV with no expression on his face. But now he lights up. However, I was worried about the tone of Matt's voice when I pick up the phone, and my concerns become a reality. Tom's smile fades from his face, and his voice on the phone seems worried. "So are you okay? What on earth could it be?" "Got it. Don't push yourself too hard. And remember, you can always rely on me," he says, and he hangs up. "What's wrong?" "Matt got fired." "What?" I freeze at the sudden bad news. I did hear that the company wasn't going too well, but I didn't think they would fire Matt of all people. Tom sits on the couch and sighs. I can't believe it either. Matt is kind and gentle, and I hear he's good at his job. He respects me too. And when he heard Tom saying awful things about me when the relatives gathered, he told Tom off one time. He even said, "I'm sorry for my brother's rudeness," and apologized to me. Matt got married last year, and his wife seems nice and they are a beautiful couple. I would imagine that they would become a warm and caring family. That's why I am shocked to hear he'd suddenly become a victim of corporate downsizing. I'm so worried. Is there anything we could do? I generally feel this way, so this is what I say. However, Tom has a stern look on his face and he screams. Huh? What exactly do you think you could do? You're just going to cause more trouble, so don't even think about doing anything. I'm shocked. I never expected he would say anything like this. This has gone too far. I snap back at him. More trouble? What do you mean by that? Tom seems even angrier by this. All of this has nothing to do with you. Keep out of it. You're just a housewife. What do you know? Nothing to do with me? We're family.
You're my wife. You have nothing to do with Matt.
I am shocked to hear this is what he believes. Even if he's upset, I cannot forgive him for saying something like this. Since then, Tom has gotten even more aggressive than before.
I envy you as a housewife. You don't have any stress from work, and all you need to do is the housework. But you should care more about what you wear, you know? Matt's wife is always stylish. Tom used to say, "Stop wasting my money on clothes and makeup." Which is it? Does he want me to try look good or not? I gradually become more and more exhausted from these attacks from my husband. I could bear it because I still respected him, but recently it's become so bad. If I say something wrong, or even I say nothing at all, he's always irritated towards me. We don't make eye contact anymore, and we don't say a word to each other either. I began to wonder why I am even married to this man. And one day, this is what happened. It's very rare to see Tom up so early on a day off. I wonder if he has some plans, and I see that he is packing some boxes. He's throwing items away into a garbage bag as well. As we haven't had normal conversation for a while now, I say nothing to him, although I am curious as to what he's up to. And then he sees that I am watching him, and he says, "Hey, you help me with this." I am surprised that he is speaking to me, and I replied with, "Are you tidying your room?" However, his response is not what I had expected. "We're leaving this house." Huh? I didn't know what he was saying. "We're giving this place to Matt." What? What on earth are you saying? You can make decisions like that on your own. What? You can't make complaints to me like that. This is too much. Don't think you can threaten me like that and have everything go the way you want it to. Where are we gonna live if we hand this place to Matt? We'll find a way. Have you spoken to him about this? I will do. Exactly as I thought. I have no intention to believe that Matt and his wife want this for themselves. You have no idea how much trouble Matt is actually in. There's no point in doing this without him knowing. Shut up. You have no right to talk back to me. We are giving this house to my brother. If you won't agree, we're getting a divorce. With this, the slight feelings that I had left for my husband completely disappear. Okay then, let's get a divorce. Hearing my response, Tom looks surprised for a moment, but he says, "Okay, I'm serious, you know," and goes out. He returns soon enough and shouts, "Here are the divorce papers. Let's do it now." He throws the papers in my direction, and I silently sign them. Okay, I'm submitting them, and I go out to have them submitted. Once I am home, I see Tom continuing to pack his things in boxes. It's done. I've submitted the papers. Okay, you pack your things too, then. With this, I replied to him coolly. What are you talking about? I'm not leaving. Tom looks furious. What? Stop fooling around and pack your stuff. I said we're giving this place to Matt.
He doesn't seem to understand, so I continue calmly. This house is in my name, you know. This land was original my uncle's.
Huh?
You're not saying you forgot, are you? I owned this place even before we got married. Hearing this, Tom's face is turning blue. How are you going to hand over this house to Matt when it belongs to me? Besides, you never paid any property tax, did you? And you're speaking like this is your own house. You're the only one living now that we are divorced. It seems Tom finally understands the situation.
Wait a second, Sarah. I'm sorry. Please, can you calm down?
Excuse me? I'm completely calm, thank you very much. You're the one who should be calming down. If you think you own this place. Did you feel like you owned everything just because you were able to order me around? I was grateful to you and I respected you, you know. You were there for me when I lost my uncle, and I could rely on you as a boss. But now, you're just a husband that harasses me. Have you ever treated me properly? No. You treated me as if I were a housekeeper. And I can't stand it any longer. I never want to see you again. I'm not handing this house to anyone. And you're the one that's leaving. You seem to have finished packing your bags. So get out of my house right now. If you're staying, I'm calling the police. Tom's in shock and he collapses on the floor. After that, he rents a storage room to temporarily store his boxes and stays at a business hotel. Soon after, I hear he rented an apartment and started living there as if nothing had happened. But some of my former colleagues are still close friends with me. Therefore, they know about Tom's attitudes towards me during our marriage. And everyone in the office finds out what happened between us. So no one trusts him anymore. It seems he is spending a rough time at the office. He's not doing well with his work either. And he's relegated to a department where there are hardly any important tasks to do. One day, about 1 year after the divorce, I am heading home from the supermarket and someone stops me on the street. It's my ex-husband. I tried to ignore him and continued walking, but he followed me. It's kind of creepy because he keeps saying hi and heys to me. He won't stop and I got scared, so I said, "Please, can you stop that? What on earth do you want?" I stop walking and look at him, and he says something I had not expected at all.
It's all your fault.
Excuse me?
How my parents both died in a row, and how my brother got fired.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
You jinxed us. You're the one who made terrible things happen to me and my family.
How silly is this? I've nothing to do with that.
It's been disaster after disaster ever since I married you. If I hadn't, I'd still be living a happy life.
Oh, really? Then how about you getting a promotion while we are married? Has that got nothing to do with our marriage? And what about Matt getting married to that lovely wife of his? That also happened while we were together, right? I am very calm when I say this. Tom has nothing to say back. Just because your life isn't going well Don't say I jinxed it and blame it all on me. If you were going to follow me any further, I'm calling the police. With this, Tom droops his head and walks away. I post a restraining order against my ex-husband and decide to phone Matt. He starts the phone call with, "I'm sorry about my brother." And he explains what happened after our divorce. It seems he never said he wanted the house. And when he heard this from Tom, he was angry with him, saying he never asked him to do that. Learning that we got divorced, he says he felt sorry for me and decided to put some distance between him and Tom. He says he felt that Tom would cause trouble again one day if he continued their relationship. I think the reason why Tom came to me and said I jinxed him was because his dear brother put some distance between them. That's his problem, not mine. By the way, even though Matt was fired, thanks to his experience and talent, he was recruited to be a general manager at another company. And it seems his salary is even better than before. Hearing this, I am confident that I never jinxed Tom's family. When I tell Matt that I post a restraining order against Tom, he says, "I have no problem with that. I think that's the right thing to do." Now, Tom is completely on his own, but it's all his own fault. You can tell how important it is to be thoughtful to each other to build a good relationship. I'm going to consider this a lesson learned and try to be thoughtful to all the people at my new office and everyone I encounter in the future. Isn't it unbelievable that he forgot he didn't own the house? And the way he kept harassing Sarah is unacceptable, however good he was at his job. It's a good thing Sarah divorced him. I hope she finds someone better in the future. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Please subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video. And see you in the next one.